Yeah.
So may I begin my presentation?
Yeah, please, sir. I will give you
Sir, sir,
the.
Dilip sir, Neeraj sir, there was a request.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Sir, actually, the same problem. Can I just switch off my camera at 6:15 and switch on it on
Bushra,
6:35?
you are exempted for the all the sessions, so you don't
Yeah,
need to.
accepting
Thank
one
you so
thing,
much, sir.
Bushra, accepting
Yes,
one thing, the permission
You
is
pray
only
for all of
granted
us.
if you can pray for all of us.
for sure,
Yes,
sir.
he is
You said
already.
it yesterday, and I like prayed. I made dua for everyone, for each and
Very
everyone
good, very
out
good.
there.
Yeah, yeah. We
Yeah.
will also pray for you. Don't worry.
Okay. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank you so
So,
much, sir.
yeah, you are
Sir,
exempted. You don't need to ask Bushra. You can take this opportunity. Yeah.
sir, actually my Wi-Fi is not working, so I have joined with my mobile data, and I'm not sure how long it will run. So I
Okay,
might
okay,
leave
okay.
class.
You can also take the exemption. No problem for the day.
Sorry,
I
sir.
know you are sincere. Always you keep your camera on, so you
No, no,
can.
Shreya was a big help yesterday. You, since you have the recording, you know how much she helped.
Yeah, yeah,
In fact, there were a couple of things I learned from her. Now I need to research that to
yeah.
be able to pass it on to the other students.
Right, right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
sir.
that
Yeah.
is a very big thing to say. I don't think I can teach you anything.
Yeah.
You don't know
See,
what
it's
you
all
have taught me.
learning.
Okay. So, do I have the hosting rights?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now you're co-host. Just give me. Yeah, you are already co-host. Yeah.
Okay. So, no, just let's hold on for a while. Uh, bear with me for a second. I'm that way. Okay. Here goes. Uh, Today, what I'm going to try and talk about is the opportunities that are evolving. You see, the World Economic Forum report says that 40%, and that's not a small number, of the jobs as we see it now will disappear by 2030, which is around the time I should imagine that you would be entering the workforce. So I am going to try and tell you what are the possibilities in marketing. Now, one of the jobs that are going to remain, or one of the functions that is going to remain for sure, is marketing. Anything that is repetitive, anything that does not require heart, does not require empathy, will disappear. As you can see for yourself that when Neeraj ji and I first began and we wanted a bank loan, okay, we had to go to the branch and we had to visit, make several rounds of the branch, depend on the mercies of the branch manager to satisfy himself, and then it would file would pass on. Today they say that if you don't get your loan in 24 or 48 hours, okay, then I mean that's the commitment of the bank, and there might be some penalties, or you could take them to the consumer forum, etc. Now, how was that made possible? That's been made possible because the criteria are set. All the criteria is set, and therefore the machine can do this much faster. You only need a human interference for only the legal reasons of authorizing it. Can you hear me, please? Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir.
And is the slide visible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sir.
So what I'm going to now present are the top 10 new emerging kind of jobs in the marketing. Please remember, it is marketing, yet not sales. Yesterday, we had discussed that sales is a important part of marketing, but that is a almost a function in many large companies, a function by itself. So let's talk of marketing. I mean, it is a misnomer that we feel that marketing is a lot of hard work. I mean, hard work is always there in any field, but it's a different kind of, it's like what is known as gadha mazuri. It's not like that. It is more about, as I told you yesterday, it's more about being able to communicate. It's more about being able to analyze and understand, and therefore empathize. The empathy part is what will keep this profession of marketing alive forever and ever, for the simple reason that machine can do everything excepting feel. All the machines that we know, and maybe for next 100 years, you may have that basic things like see, touch, smell, that might be there. But that thing called empathy, thing called love, thing called affection, these won't be there. I mean, I'll give you one little story. See, artificial intelligence is taking over and robots are taking over in many parts, because those are repetitive work. Those are also kind of boring work. Okay. Now, if you were to tell, you artificial intelligence learns by itself, machine learning, deep learning, all that is there. So you tell artificial intelligence that please cut out hunger from India. What will artificial intelligence do at the moment? The technology as we know, or maybe 20 years down the line, they will go to find out what is the root cause of hunger. Right. In the process, they'll feel that, well, the root cause is that human beings feel hungry. So if I have to eliminate human beings, hunger will be over, isn't it? So that is the part which is the sinister part, the dangerous part, the diabolical part of machines. Okay. That is where human beings will still continue to score. And it is the profession of marketing in the entire business, diaspora, or whatever you like to call functioning, where this as a profession requires a huge amount of empathy, feelings, understanding of others. The other profession, probably in business, which could come a little closer to marketing, is human resource management. But then human resource management is still internal to what we are doing. Okay. Whereas marketing is not only internal, because you need the entire organization, as I had explained yesterday, but it also needs you to be able to interact with people outside. And they are not in your control. They have their own idiosyncrasies, they have their own moods, and it requires a lot of, therefore, a lot of empathy, a lot of understanding, a lot of patience, a lot of persistence. This is the major reason why almost all professions, as we know at entry level, might disappear, but not marketing, not selling. This will remain. Let me tell you, with the driverless car, we have all heard about it. The profession of a taxi driver will completely disappear. Okay. Why? Because it's a very routine kind of work. And once these driverless cars or the smart cars they pick it up through artificial intelligence, their driving habits, that's it. It's over. We already know that when aircrafts are flown, the pilots do take off and land. Those are where judgment and basically passenger comfort is looked at. Thereafter, the plane is flown on an autopilot. In fact, the captain comes out and talks to the passengers. Okay, how are you feeling? What is the, did you get a good experience? All those kind of stuff. You also have now driverless trains. In fact, in the Delhi Metro, I think it has already been introduced in India. So you can see that all these kind of professions will come into the white collar as well, where if it is routine, if it's a certain set of criteria which has to be matched, and therefore you approve, particularly in finance, particularly in manufacturing, these things will automatically go to the to the machines, because they can work faster and they can work more accurately than us. So let's get to the next one. Oops. So job opportunity, marketing professionals are responsible for promoting businesses and their
I
products
think your
locally.
slide is not changing, sir. So please change the slide, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, I did. So that's
No,
the
no, no, it's
problem.
not changing. I think, yeah, I think this was a mistake. Like you are taking the full view, na?
Yes.
So what you have to do that first, you open and make it a full view, and then again close and again choose the full view slide. Then change from there. Otherwise,
Okay.
we are able to see your first slide only.
Yesterday also this happened.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah. That's why I was surprised that you were talking so many things. Nothing is appearing. Only first slide is appearing.
So let's see. Is it appearing now?
Yeah, now
Yes.
it's appearing.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir. Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
So
sir.
now marketing has
Yeah.
taken. I mean,
Sometimes you guys should also help. It's not that everything presenter is knowing. Maybe you can come
no,
say about all this.
I have already admitted to the class that I am a technology dinosaur. Yesterday also they helped me a lot.
No
No, it's
problem,
a
sir.
great
Yeah.
class. It's a great class. So one of the things that it is understood that marketing is only done for profitability, as we talked about it. Things are changing with particularly the younger generation coming. We are now more bothered about sustainability. So profit is fine, but we are also interested in the society, in our environment, so that the continuity of human beings, and I mean the living creatures is there. So that is one of the functions. These are the notes. Marketing function is important in business, in all industry, and of all sizes. And it is also important in not for profit, like we have these NGOs. They need to market. There, the definition of customer and consumer, as we go down the line, I'll be able to explain to you. We'll just quickly do that. A customer is one who pays for whatever is bought and or whatever service is taken. A consumer is one who actually uses it. That's a subtle difference between a customer and a consumer. So in the case of NGO, the customer might be, let's say, a company who donates money, or you and I who donate money. We are consumer because we want that cause to go into the society. The consumer might be, let's say, somebody in the village, or somebody who's terminally ill and cannot take, doesn't have the money. So those are the social service and those are the social objectives. Fortunately, even in terms of culture and our own upbringing, uh, almost every religion, every state talks about dan and dakshina. So there again, the customer is different, the consumer is different. So here what I'm talking about is strictly from business point of view, but mainly marketing is about connecting and empathizing with people to deliver the best value. Yesterday, we defined what is a value apart from what is a cost and what is a profit. And do you guys remember what is in marketing terms profit? Anyone?
Sir, extra tip.
Yes. Tip. Yes. So the tip need not always be monetary. Tip is a personal satisfaction that you get out of serving your community. Okay. If somebody recognizes your services to the community, you get that is a kind of a tip. That appreciation means a lot. So a marketer then becomes a link between any organization and to the rest of the society, be it for profit, be it not for profit. Okay. So now let's look at what I wanted to expose you all was.
Are you changing the slide, sir?
No, not yet.
Okay.
Yeah. what I want
Once you're
you to,
changing, please inform us so that we can see that it's functioning.
okay, I'll do that. Okay, so what I'm going to take you through, I mean, there are n number of permutations and combinations of marketing, and every organization does it in different fashion. Okay, sometimes a couple of things are mixed, sometimes they're kept apart, depending on the size of the organization and the territory or the area that it has to cover or the type of customers it has to cover. Or remember this, a type of customer it has to cover and the types of consumers it has to cover. So do not forget that. What I am trying to tell you is the top 10 generic new age uh, profession that are available. The classical ones are still like you have a salesperson, you have a sales manager. Those are still going to remain because that's when the rubber meets the road, as they say. When you drive a car, you are dependent on how your tire meets the road. So that's something that marketing people are the ones, or the subset of marketing, the salespeople are the one who meet the society. That's the reach. That's the place where the society meets the organization, be it for profit, be it for not for profit. So let's get into what is. I'm changing a slide now. So we all know social media is a big thing. Okay. Now this national average salary that I'm talking about, this is taking into account all the big and small. If you are able to land in a big, and these are entry level, whatever I'm talking about is an entry level, uh, you know, package. What's happening? Can you see the slide change?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So when I'm talking about it, this is an average in India. When you were to compare this with, let's say, an accounts person or a production person, this is something like 15 to 20% above that as an average. I'm not saying that the larger companies do not say. This is an average. So even when I say 35,000, there could be somebody earning only 10,000, but there could be somebody who's earning maybe over a lakh. So this is the general JD, where writing text posts, posting photographs, whatever happens in the social media. Now, as I told you that marketing, the arms and ammunition of marketing is communication, is reaching out to people. Okay. And interacting with people so that they are attracted to the mission that we want to follow. Okay. Now, since we know with the spread of internet, even in rural markets today, we are going to be able to reach, reach out to the, the end of the queue person, because everybody today is using, we know WhatsApp, we know Facebook, we know Instagram, and these are being used even in rural markets. I live in a place called Karjat, which is a rural area. Okay. And I can see that youngsters are quite involved in it. So if you want to create resonance, then this is a new age profession of social media coordinator. And this is what is usually, what I've taken is the common job description for this particular profession, which means writing, posting, including relevant hashtags, responding to comments on posts. That's a very important thing. If you get a negative comment and you don't write back, or you don't try and explain, or you don't take effective action, it might boil down. And we know that there have been cases where because of some misunderstanding, there have been riots, then holding contests online, and we are all playing that, conducting customer service over comments and private messages. Okay. Now this is also now using a chat bot, which is an artificial intelligence. effectively is the job of the social media coordinator. You know, have you all experienced when you do, you call a, automated telephone line of a bank or some customer care center, and you get recorded, press 1, press 2, press 3, press 4, press 9, and all the things, and you don't really get your answer, and maybe for half an hour, 1 hour, you're holding the phone. So it's irritating. Now it is the job of social media coordinator to find how that irritation can be erased. So far they have not been able to do it because the organizations feel it's cost effective to have lesser people. But the important thing is whether we should employ less or whether we should automate. Those are the dilemmas that are being faced in the market today. And the marketing world, marketing managers, marketing departments are today really trying to wrestle with that, because as I told you yesterday, marketing is about how can I make spread happiness. So this is what it means. Now a good social media coordinator is a very, very proactive kind of a team worker. He must have within the organization a lot of bonhomie. He should be able to smoothly talk to a lot of people. So those are the job description. At 35,000 rupees a month, average salary, big town, small town, big company, small company, this is a good package. So this is what you need. The hard skills that are required is written communication, social media, the knowledge of digital marketing tools, project management, and analytics. I'm sorry, that's my spelling mistake. Being able to analyze what's happening. See, there are two kind of, when you are doing marketing research, there are two kind of data that you collect. One is the hard data, which is, you can pick it up from questionnaire, from surveys, etc., etc. That'll give you the hard data. But for a social media coordinator, or more specifically for any marketing person, it is important to capture the emotions. Just like yesterday I told you, it is like creating resonance. Okay. So when you analyze those feelings through the social media interaction, exchange of emails, exchange of messages, and then convert that into some kind of a data, there are a lot of tools uh, which will help you do that. Obviously in this short course it will not be possible, but this is something that is required. You are then able to ferret out the latent emotions or latent needs, wants, and demands, and then communicate accordingly, so causing resonance. Now the soft skills that are required is a view to serve people, which I'm calling customer service, consumer service. So you must be able to get up and say, how can you make people happy? Do it creatively, because the moment you do it creatively, you are a slot above machine. Okay. By creativity, I don't mean to say a very good design. That machine can do better than you probably, if you put the right algorithm. But to do it rightly and to do it differently to get noticed requires a lot of creativity. Obviously, interpersonal relationship, how you are able to connect with people is the thing. And of course, there is only 24 hours a day. Out of that, 6 to 8 hours you need to sleep. Maybe about 1 to 2 hours you need to eat food and all that. 2-3 hours you need to interact with your own people. So all in all, you have about 8 to 10 hours in which you have to do a lot. And a social media coordinator's job is almost 20, it's not, it's a sporadic job. It's not a job which you would do regularly, sitting down for that 8 hours. It's a sporadic job, so you have to find time. And therefore, if your time management skills are not there, you might end up antagonizing the people who you want to serve. Now, qualification is a professional I don't mean degree, a professional qualification. It can be a certificate, it can be a diploma, it can be a degree in related fields. Now, related field, of course, is management, journalism, sociology, psychology. These are related fields. Additional certifications where your technical skills are there, some work experience, and this can be got through internship, through self-learning mode. And then right at this moment, I will recommend to everybody, start blogging. One of the good sites where you can professionally blog and advertise yourself is LinkedIn. Okay, write a line, write 2 lines of whatever thought, whatever professional thoughts come to you. What it does is it makes you get noticed. And I know of so many people. There is a guy called Anurit in Delhi. Because of his posting in LinkedIn, he is now earning, and he's just 26-year-old. He's earning a package of 26 lakhs per year, which is a little over 2 lakhs. Okay, at 26, it's good. It's good going. And basically, this is what he's doing. So a social media coordinator is a good opportunity for those who feel that they have a lot of affection, a lot of empathy in them, and can communicate well. And it's a paying profession. Also, there is a shortage, and it is bound to grow because creativity and innovativeness is in a short supply, and youngsters are there. Then, of course, you have the marketing executive. Please do not confuse this with sales executives. Okay, sales executives are the frontline people. Let's put it like this. You know the armed forces, right? So there is Army, there's Air Force, and there's Navy. So the sales people are the armed forces, are the Army. Air Force is the one which is like a marketing force, and Navy is like the social media coordinator type. So what it does is, when the Army is moving, we all know that Air Force is used to clear the area in front of them so that they can advance. The Navy is also used for the same kind of job, where they clear the area. But finally, the flag of victory is hoisted by the armed forces. So that is the importance of the sales department. But that does not mean that these departments are not important. They serve an important role to allow the Army to move forward. And that requires a lot more mental work, the creative work, or the empathetic work for the Army to move forward. It requires a lot of planning. It requires a lot of strategic ways of thinking, so that you can support the sales force. So developing and improving marketing plans unique to different products and different services. As you can see, I'll give you an example of Hindustan Levers. Can anybody tell me how many soaps do they have in their kitty? Anyone?
Yeah, you can share the brand name. It's not important because you cannot count the numbers. So even you can talk about the Lux is the one of the premium brand, I think.
Yes.
Yeah?
And then there is Lifebuoy.
Yeah.
Okay. And then there is Dove. So now for each one, the offering must resonate with a certain kind of people. Yesterday, we talked about segmentation, targeting, and positioning. Now, segmentation is when there's a whole lot of people, I'm saying. So we break them into smaller lots, okay, of similar tastes. So maybe rich women, like I told you yesterday in Reva, women in the age group of 30 and 38 who are well-to-do, upper middle class, their income and all that. So we segment people like that, and then the marketing executive then appeals to that particular kind of people by making a customer persona. Okay, so then it is one of those, then conceive and improving the marketing strategies. Sometimes how marketing strategy is not just how to sell, but how to reach out to people, how to become, how do you want to make them as your ambassadors? Because when we go to buy,
Yeah, I will request, sir, if you can share any example of marketing strategy which you have experienced in CA tires, or any live example. I'm pretty sure your
yeah,
experience
so
can help us in
yes,
a better manner.
yesterday I talked about this, Neeraj.
Okay.
Yesterday I said that when I was heading the marketing of Reva, okay, I was trying to see that we were only making 600 cars
Okay.
in a year, and
Okay.
that was roughly equal to the sale of one Maruti dealer who was just 200 meters away from my office.
Right. Right.
So earlier we had heavy intentions. We wanted to be a national company, and therefore we were selling one car in Varanasi, one in Pune, one in Mumbai, and it was nowhere to be seen. So that had its own pressure on the salespeople, because nobody wants to be a kind of a guinea pig. Of course, in the marketing course, we will talk about how that particular thing also, how it happens. But I realized that, okay, I would need to have volumes before I can sell. So if I mean, in a situation like that, if I was in a sea, in a big huge ocean, and I was a small little frog, then I would be lost. I mean, there would be a whale, there would be a shark, there would be all those kind of stuff, and I'm just a small goldfish. No matter how valuable I am, I would be lost. So what do? I shrink that and come into a pond. Okay. And there I try to become big. Okay. If that is also not good enough, then I shrink it further and come into an aquarium. And I want to be the only one. So that is a strategic decision that needed to be taken there. So the first thing, I went to the board to say that, look, let us not market all over the country. Let us not market even in South India. Let us not market in the entire Karnataka. We are a Bangalore-based company, and whatever we market, we will market here in Bangalore only. Okay. If somebody buys and takes it out, that I can't help. But our target audience, our customer, is only a Bangalorean. Okay. I found, obviously, as I told you, the second point is that I thought that would work, but it was still a pond. So I needed to get into a fish tank. Okay. So I further went into looking at the data, and I had found that about 95% of Revas that were bought anywhere in the country were either bought directly by women or they were bought for women. So two things became clear. Reva, the electric car, is only a second car in the family, and it was generally given to the lady. Okay. So thinking that Reva was a new generation car, etc., I thought it would be the youngsters, the college going, or those who have just entered, the work life. But to my surprise, I found that major users were ladies under over 30 to 38, and they were primarily married. Okay. So I went back to the board that I would like to introduce Reva as the first woman's car. Okay. Obviously, there was a lot of, because
Resistance.
because
Cost,
there was
cost
no,
was
there was
involved.
a,
Advertisement
there was
cost was involved.
no advertisement. We were spending all over India.
Oh.
I was not asking for more money. I was saying that we'll concentrate and
Positioning.
appeal.
Basically, you wanted to change the entire
Correct.
persona of the Reva.
So first, when I said woman's car, I was nearly kicked out of that boardroom, but then I was able to succeed to tell them. Then I said, look, I need to find out how can I resonate with this particular class of people. So my reading and data seems to suggest this. So I should be allowed to go and meet these people. Okay. Now, to be very frank, if there are lovely ladies to meet, why should a man who's 45-year-old ever resist it? So I was given the permission, and I met them uh, in schools, where they went to pick up their kids. I met them in their homes. I met them in clubs and bars. I met them just about everywhere. Talking to them, what is it? Why are they buying Reva? Why did they change over? Why would they like to change over if they were not happy, etc. Another thing that I discovered, that women buy a little differently from men, and particularly young mothers buy it differently. So I went to the chairman's, Mrs. Reva Mani. I mean, the car was named after her. That, ma'am, I would like to understand how ladies buy. So she said, I mean, they are page 3 crowd in Bangalore. So he said, okay, I can introduce you to a sari shop and go and buy there. You can go and see how ladies buy there. So he said, you are not allowed to touch anything. You'll sit in one corner and watch. I spent about a week there. My respect for a sari salesman went up 1,000 times. Girls here, please don't laugh, but it's a fact. I used to see that ladies would come and this salesman would unpack the saris, open, he would wrap it around himself, dance around, and at the end of 20, 30 saris, they wouldn't pick up anything and they will just leave. And then this guy would very patiently fold them and put them back in the rack, and again a fresh lot. If it was me, by the time the third set of ladies came, I would have been very irritable until then. So I went and asked these salesmen, 2, 3 of them, how do you contain your temper? Well, so this is how it is. You have to interact with them. There you are. So that is why then I came up yesterday also, I said that as a salesman, you have to get up, no matter what your tension, get up and say, how can I help? So that is what then I studied there, that they are very choosy about what they want to do and they want to customize things to their likings. Now, these were some of the features that could be done in Reva. Then I asked, I mean, I'll give you a personal this thing. I came from Bangalore to Pune because my daughter was studying her engineering and she was in a final year when I had joined them. So she couldn't have possibly shifted. The family couldn't have possibly shifted. So I used to come here once in 3 months. And that particular time, there was some kind of a function where parents were invited in her college. And I realized that my wife had taken out a sari and she'd got everything done that she would wear for that occasion. My daughter, I don't know from where she came, and she said, oh, very nice sari. I'll be wearing this. And my wife did say, no, I'll give you another sari, this, that, but she said nothing doing, and she wore it also. I mean, the girls have their own matching blouse and all that was there. So that was not an issue. The learning I got from there, that when you are a mother, nothing belongs to you. So this, I went back to Bangalore and I asked these same mothers, do you feel this? Most of them, this was the latent need. Most of them felt, yeah, there should be something that nobody can take away from me. And then I realized, since the younger girls felt that Reva doesn't have the speed, etc., they won't. Since I'm calling it a woman's car, the boys won't, the men won't, unless there is an emergency. So this is something which can't be snatched away from them. Now you see how I was building the story. That was the strategy. Eventually we pilot tested it, and by that time, for family reasons, I had to come back to Pune. So I don't know what they did after that. But when we pilot tested it, we started calling up those who we could find out, I mean, from our databases that they are likely to buy, we were inviting them to a small kind of a tea party, which was nothing but giving them a, a sandwich and a coffee, but come with your husband. We only started looking at married ladies 30 to 38 and asking them to come, invite you for a cup of coffee, and you have a look at the car. If you like, take it. There are no particular, we didn't promise anything. We didn't want to give any gift. And we could see that the ladies started coming in. And then we also had another problem about delivery because of the supply chain issues. So we installed a computer, a particular software, where we said that you start making your own car. This color fenders, that color roof, whatever you like. And we started selling the story because our deliveries were always faltering because of lack of supply. So we said, look, if you've been to a dhaba, he makes a curry, puts boiled eggs in that, and it's called egg curry. He puts paneer in that, and it's called paneer curry. He puts, mutton, chicken, or whatever in that, and that's that curry. We don't do it. We make the thing for you, and that is why it takes us time. Now, this is a story which gelled with housewives because they are cooking and they know it takes time. Okay, so you see how the strategy is evolving. And in the final analysis, where we used to be able to sell 10, 15 cars, we at least get the bookings for 10, 15 cars. Our order books were full normally for 3 months. Okay, so there was a particular resonance that Reva was able to create. There were, of course, we used the photograph of our chairman's wife, that this car is named after a lady and you are a lady and you take it. And we went to the husbands that when you wanted to buy a car, how supportive was your wife? And they were said, no, she participated. So shouldn't you be participating when she's enthusiastic about it?
Yeah.
So they were.
So today we are going to talk about some other aspects of marketing along with the job roles. Already, almost everybody knows a little bit about job roles. So we have a little bit.
No. I will still talk about more things in the job area. So like marketing coordinator, this is a coordination job. This is an operations job, and then we will talk about marketing. I mean, I'm not saying no, but it'll come in the flow like this. Okay, so a marketing coordinator normally looks at the budget, looks at how the things are to be planned to be delivered to a customer. There's no point in getting an order which you can't satisfy. Okay, so and then he looks at a lot of customer data as to how this is happening. Should we look at opening another outlet somewhere else, etc., etc. Now, the qualifications are more or less the same. This is another aspect which has come, and look at the salary. Average salary is 37,500, which in larger firms could be anywhere between 2.5 lakhs. Like students from my college are earning that kind to start with. These are the starting thing. And search engine optimization is nothing but when you Google, it should come in the first page. And there are techniques to do it, and ability to attract, because we all know that when we are surfing the net, the attention span is not more than 20 seconds. Okay, so this search engine optimization analyst understands that and presents the thing. So these are the basic qualifications for that. Then there is a marketing analyst. As you can see, data is the, yesterday I had told you all that industry 4.0 is nothing but data. And therefore, first is the raw data, which we get from hard, the quantitative research. Then we get qualitative research that is done, like picking up insights like this Reva story I just told you, converting them into numbers, and then looking at what are the possibilities. This is the job essentially done by marketing analyst. Okay, he finds out those latent desires that the target market or the target customer or the target consumer has. Okay, for let's say if we are, how would I put it, if I were to sell toys. Okay, now the toys are for the kids, all right, so we can show the kids, but are they the deciders? Can they decide? Or let's go one more step ahead. Let's say we have a pet dog or a pet cat or a pet in our house. So that is our target consumer, right? But is he the one, or is it the one who will decide what is to be bought? So therefore, I would now need to look at the customer as a consumer, because he makes, like in the case of the child, it is usually the mother who decides what is the best for her in consultation with her husband. Okay, in the case of pet, a similar thing is done, that okay, this brand is better than that. Now a market analyst is then able to, he should be able to bring out those latent things that are being, and that means he not only looks at his own data, but he has to look around all over on the trends that are happening, new things that are coming into the market, and how his company is placed. Because ultimate idea is to get to the customer resonating with you. And therefore the analysis and constant, this is a kind of a round the clock thing. Sometimes, have you all heard of something known as a mystery shopper? Anyone? Can anyone tell me what's a mystery shopper? Okay, mystery, do we understand? अरे आप लोग बोलेंगे नहीं तो फिर
something, sir. Mystery could
Mystery.
that
Something
can't
which is hidden.
Openly.
Mystery
yes, Anjali, tell me.
mystery is something which have something hidden, which we couldn't
yes,
get it.
yes. So what companies do, marketers do, is that they appoint, let's say I'm trying to sell soaps. Okay, so I'll appoint Anjali or Anya, Arya as my mystery shoppers, give them $500 and go and tell them to go and shop in these particular, let's say in Varanasi, go to various shop and buy a soap. Okay, now collect the data as how women are buying. So you go and consult the women that, look, I want to buy this brand, but what do you think? And you are able to pick up the insight. That is one aspect. Secondly, is the shopkeeper trying to pull your brand down by pointing out something that has hurt him? So it has a dual objective of finding out what the consumer wants and also what your distribution channel partner wants. And therefore you are in a position to look at those, convert them again into data using a tool like AHP, and therefore be able to give that information to marketing to re-strategize their action to come back into the market. Do you all are you all familiar with a brand called Nirma?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And we all know Surf.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes,
So,
sir.
so Karsan Bhai Patel is the person who is the founder, chairman, managing director, whatever you like to call, of Nirma. Now, he used to make this washing powder at home, take it in cycle and sell it to a few people in his locality in Gujarat. Suddenly he realized that what he was making was good stuff, and he started contributing And you have seen the ad, washing powder Nirma, Radha, Patani Kon, all the nice names of the girls. And everybody wants Sabki Pasand Nirma. Surf was a detergent. Okay, so detergent is always better for washing clothes. But in India, until then, we also thought Surf was a washing powder. But because it was better and because it was high tech, it was more expensive. You understand? So the general tendency of, I mean, we all belong to middle class families. Okay. Our tendency is if we can cut corners, if we can save some money. Okay. Just to tell you a joke, when Prime Minister Modi demonetized, सबसे ज्यादा पैसे किसके निकले? Housewives ke, because they were hiding those 1,000 rupee notes, this, that. So they cut corners and therefore people started going for Nirma. Nirma became a 798 crore business. That is an opportunity that got lost to Hindustan Levers or Surf. Then this is the
Sir?
thing. Yes.
Sir, can we also understand this example with Maggie? Like in every household, in every Indian middle class household, whenever noodles are made, we say like Maggie ban rahi hai. No matter yippee ban rahi hai or.
I'll come to that. That's a different thing. That if you do the course further, this is just a generic example. Abhi kya hua ki now Hindustan Lever, where by the time they woke up, they had already lost, let's say, 800 crores of their business. The business was growing. I mean, Indian population is growing, so the business was growing. The pain was not felt by Hindustan Lever until they realized that if he is at 800 crore, tomorrow he will be 1200 crore and my Surf will be over. When I am actually giving a very good product, a much better product than what Karsan Bhai Patel was giving through Nirma. So if you all watch, I'm sure all of you watch the YouTube, look for Lalita ji ads of Surf. Okay. And you will see Bhai Saab Surf ki kharidari mein aur bhi samajhdari hai. And then the housewife, she's a very matter of fact kind of a housewife, the character. And she says, ki, look, I use less than half. Nirma lasts me for a month. This packet, same amount, lasts me for 3 months. So which is cheaper? I mean, you will see housewives always buy a bigger, packet of toothpaste than the small ones because it's cheaper. And you don't have to run to the market off and on because that costs petrol. I mean, housewives are the best managers in the world. Okay. MBA students must learn from them. There is no doubt about it. Okay. So then they started fighting back. However, that 800 crore and with that natural growth was permanently lost to Hindustan Lever. They could stop the, that loss. They could only plug it and then they could. And that was a job done by these marketing analysts, which the luxury of which Karsan Bhai Patel of Nirma did not have. Okay. Now, Bushra, coming to your Maggie and Yippee and so many others, this is a branding thing where we will come to, that's another profession where, when we talk of marketing, there are those 4 P's of marketing: product, price, place, and promotion. This is called the marketing mix. Yesterday we talked about the marketing mix. So I'm just bringing that a little forward. Okay. Now this has now converted into, I mean, this is a very old this thing. The new thing is 4 E's of marketing. Okay. So what is the first E? Product is an experience. Yesterday I told you nobody buys a product, everybody buys an experience. Okay. What is price? Nobody pays a price. Everybody exchanges value. So the shopkeeper values your, what do you say, your money. Okay. And you value the product that you buy from him. Right. So this is an exchange. The fourth one is a place. Place means a shop, a retail shop, or even online shop. So with this happening today, in the middle of the night, right in the middle of the night, if you want to order, let's say, a footwear for yourself, are you able to do it today or no? You can go to Amazon, you can go to Snapdeal and so many others, Myntra or whatever. So the place has become everywhere. Now these three things are all right. The last thing is promotion, which is absolutely, I mean, these three things are also marketing, but that is strictly marketing, which is promotion. Promotion means sales promotion, campaigns, events, etc. So what is the best campaign that will happen today? Bushra, have you bought something online?
Yes, sir.
Anybody else, Shreya or, you know,
Yes.
what's his name? Chaitanya or Chayan?
Yes, sir.
You've bought something online?
Yes, sir.
Shreya, Anjali, you've bought something online?
Yes, sure. Many of the times.
Okay. So when you are buying, when you look at the product, do you buy it straight off or you look at the reviews?
Look at the reviews.
So we look at the reviews, we compare the price of every product and then buy it.
Correct. So that is another part which we could have covered later. But so the reviews are like the word of mouth. Earlier, what used to happen in my times, I would go to my friends, I'd go to my family, and they'll say, I bought this is a damn good experience. So it is known as word of mouth. So the fourth is when I can become an evangelist or an advocate for your product, like an ambassador. So the company gets a, what do you say? He gets a free salesman. The company gets a free salesman. अरे नहीं यार ये बहुत अच्छा है, you've heard this. Okay, पता नहीं तूने गलत इस्तेमाल किया होगा, तुमने ऐसा किया होगा, तुमने ऐसा क्यों किया, you know, that way. So he even is willing to pardon some of the misgivings. That is the ultimate marketing. So remember, as a marketing person, you are trying to do everything to convert your customer or your consumer into an evangelist. एक और चीज देखा होगा आपने कि अगर आपने कुछ खरीदा या आपके फ्रेंड ने कुछ खरीदा है, यार वेरी रीजनेबली प्राइस्ड है, उसने चाहे महंगा 50 रुपए महंगा ही खरीदा होगा, बट यार ये दाम के लिए तो दिस इज फिट ट्रू वैल्यू फॉर मनी एंड ऑल दैट. So what you are trying to do as a marketing analyst is to discover those points, touch points, where you can get into the heart of the customer and be his favorite. This is what Hindustan Lever, after having lost, after the customer रूठ गया था, उसको मना के वापस लाने का वो बहुत बड़ा एग्जाम्पल है. उसी तरह से अब ब्रांड में क्या होता है कि over a period of time, if you are the first mover, you are the first off the block, तो आपका नाम generic हो जाता है. It starts getting called that. As an example, मैगी तो है ही. आप बहुत सारी कॉफी के शॉप्स में जाएंगे and you will say कॉफी इतना, ये कॉफी उतना, वो कॉफी उतना, but Nescafe एक 50 रुपए. That Nescafe may not be Nescafe. It might be any other instant. But there you are. अभी भी आप फोटो कॉपिंग शॉप में जाएंगे, एक कंपनी करीब करीब मर गई है. Okay, but it is still, photocopy is called Xerox. That is because the evangelism or the advocacy of the conveniences that were given remains. Hindustan Weavery, another, is supposed to be one of the most successful marketing company. एक उनके पास एक वनस्पति ऑयल हुआ करता था कॉल्ड डालडा. हमारे जमाने में दैट वाज दी ब्रांड. आज कौन पूछता है? आपको कभी दिखता भी है क्या डालडा? बहुत मुश्किल से कहीं कहीं. Because they lost out that market and they were not able to win back. So a marketing analyst is to be constantly doing that and finding how. Yesterday I told you that there is something known as Maslow's need hierarchy. जब आप एक चीज अचीव कर लेते हैं तो आपकी नीड और बढ़ जाती है. ओके, बहुत बार आपने सुना होगा कि भाई नया नया जब शादी हुई है तो दोनों एक दूसरे के लिए तो पता नहीं क्या क्या करते हैं. 10 साल के बाद देखो बीवी हस्बैंड को का बाल नोचने को तैयार है और हस्बैंड चिल्लाने को तैयार है. तो बिकॉज द नीड्स हैव गॉन अप, नाउ वी हैव गॉटन यूज्ड टू इट. इट इज अ पार्ट ऑफ ह्यूमन एग्जिस्टेंस. सो मार्केटिंग में हमको ये समझना बहुत जरूरी है. एंड दैट इज द जॉब दैट दिस मार्केटिंग एनालिस्ट सपोज्ड टू डू. डिस्कवर दीज थिंग्स, डिस्कवर दोज स्मॉल नगेट्स जिसके बेसिस पे आप करते हैं. तो अब ये दो तरीका होता है. एक तो आपका एग्जिस्टिंग प्रोडक्ट जो हम लोग बात कर रहे थे, और अगर आप कुछ नया निकालना चाह रहे हैं तो वो आपको गैप दिखेगा, उसी में निकालेंगे तभी इट विल लुक डिफरेंट. अभी अगेन आपको एक एग्जांपल देता हूं जो मार्केटिंग एनालिस्ट करते हैं. लेट्स से आपका मुगल सराय स्टेशन बहुत ही अच्छा है. यू नो, बिकॉज जब मैं पटना जाता हूं ट्रेन से तो मुगल सराय में मेरी गाड़ी रुकती है. तो अब सोचो कि प्लेटफॉर्म नंबर 1 पे दो वेरी वेल ड्रेस्ड, वेरी हैंडसम, ओके, दो इंसान हैं जो दे वॉक अक्रॉस द प्लेटफॉर्म. और उसके बाद दो आते हैं जो टी शर्ट पहना हुआ है, जीन्स पहना हुआ है, लेकिन जीन्स में एक के दाहिने टांग का जो पैंट है वो कटा हुआ है और दूसरे का बाएं. एंड दे जस्ट वॉक फॉर 2 मिनट्स एंड गो अवे. आप याद किसको रखोगे? जवाब दीजिए. कोई भी, कौन बोलेगा?
The well-dressed one, because the cutty pant and all are very common these days. So I'll probably remember the well-dressed one.
नो नो, कटी नहीं, वो नॉट टॉन, जिसने एक पूरा पैंट ही का एक पूरा लेग ही काट के.
अच्छा, oh, sorry. Sir, then the second one.
या, बिकॉज वो लगेगा कि ये पागल आ गया
Unusual
कुछ भी. हाँ.
Yes, sir.
So to create that unusualness in a manner that is acceptable to the society or to that particular set of target customer is important. Now yesterday we talked about, somebody talked about Amitabh Bachchan, right? उसने क्या किया? अमिताभ बच्चन as a brand ने क्या किया? He came in first, his first few films were total flops. दिखने में भी अच्छा नहीं दिखता था उस समय. अब तो अमिताभ बच्चन, कई लोग को बोलते हैं यार तुम तो अमिताभ बच्चन दिख रहे हो, और वो अगला समझता है कि बहुत हैंडसम. वो हैंडसम है नहीं है वो पता नहीं. ओके, बट अमिताभ बच्चन rose because he was called the angry young man of that time. Now angry young man से मतलब क्या था कि वो सिस्टम को फाइट करता था. ठीक है. अब ये हमारे जहन में, वी बॉट दैट स्टोरी बिकॉज हम सभी उस समय परेशान थे किसी एक सिस्टम से या दूसरे सिस्टम से. सो हम उसको फाइट करना चाहते थे, एंड देयरफॉर वी, अमिताभ बच्चन एंड द ऑडियंस रेजोनेटेड एंड हिज फिल्म स्टार्टेड बिकमिंग अ हिट. ट्राई नोटिस कि जहां भी वो रोमांटिक रोल्स में आया है, those films, even if it has been made by a major production house with well-known director, they have not succeeded as much as those films. Then Amitabh Bachchan has grown in age. Up to accept him mentally कि वो दीवार में 12 जनों से 14 जनों से अकेला गोडाउन को बंद करके लड़ेगा, would be not acceptable to the audience. So isne, he has metamorphosed, and that is this marketing analyst. Okay, he realized कि, okay, the core value was fighting against a system. Okay, now you will see like films in which Bagban is one film which was a super hit. Pink is another which is a super hit. Now what he is doing, he still happens to be now the angry old man या angry man fighting the system. वो हम एक्सेप्ट करते हैं. सो ब्रांड वो होता है कि एक इंप्रेशन आपका, मतलब आप मेरे से मिलोगे कल से और आज से मैं बात कर रहा हूं, मैं आपको बता दूं कि आप लोग के जहन में, आप लोग के दिमाग में एक पर्टिकुलर इंप्रेशन मेरे बारे में बन गया है. ओके, आपको मैं थोड़ी थोड़ी देर देख रहा हूं, लेकिन मेरे को भी एक इंप्रेशन आप लोग के बारे में बनता जा रहा है कि नहीं ये चैन तो ऐसा ही रहेगा, वो इस तरह का लड़का है. तो अभी वो इंप्रेशन इज योर ब्रांड. ओके, इज योर ब्रांड वैल्यू. अब दैट पर्टिकुलर काइंड, या फिर ये बुशरा इस तरह की लड़की है तो ऐसे ही करेगी, तो उसमें क्या होता है कि फिर जब हमारा वैसा इंप्रेशन बन जाता है, एक मिनट, जब ब्रांड बन जाता है तो वो इमेज टूटता नहीं है. अब आपको एक और एग्जाम्पल देता हूं कि दो दोस्त हैं, एक जिसका मतलब बहुत ही शरीफ बंदा है और दूसरा वो थोड़ा बदमाश है. बात बात पे गुस्सा आ जाता है, बात बात पे हाथ पैर चला देता है. अब अगर वो गए कहीं और मारपीट हुई और दोनों जेल में पहुंच गए, ऐसा एक मतलब सिचुएशन मान लो, तो हमारे दिमाग में कि वो जो अच्छा वाला लड़का था उसने तो किया नहीं होगा, ये जरूर इसका काम. ओके, जबकि एक्चुअली उस दिन गुस्सा उसको आया था जो शरीफ वाला था और उसने मारपीट किया था, ये तो दोस्ती में उसको उसके साथ लग गया था या उसको बचा रहा. So that is the power of a brand. When you can create that, then people become your evangelists. And that can only be created when it is analyzed कि आपको, आपके perception को मैं कैसे approach करता हूं. So marketing in another way can be described as re-engineering of perception. हम सब perceived value जानते हैं, सच्चाई नहीं होती है. जो हम जिस तरह से वी आर ब्रॉट अप, जिस तरह से हमारे मतलब हमारा जो फ्रेंड सर्कल होता है, जिस तरह से हमारा सोशल सर्कल होता है, हमारी सोच भी वैसी ही होती है. और जो भी चीज हम देखते या करते हैं, वी ऑलवेज मेजर इट अगेंस्ट दैट. तो मार्केटिंग वाले संत साधु संत तो होते नहीं है. सो दे वांट टू डिस्कवर कि आपका परसेप्शन क्या है और क्या हम उससे कोई रेजोनेंट निकाल सकते हैं क्या. एंड दैट इज व्हाई यू विल सी in advertising, in even any action, you will see that we will use English. Okay, that is Hindi English mix. और things like टेढ़ा है तो मेरा है, मतलब हम सब अपने आप को थोड़ा तो टेढ़ा है, हम तो थोड़े टेढ़े हैं यार, हो चाहे नहीं हो, डरपोक भी होंगे, लेकिन हम तो अपने आप को टेढ़ा मानते हैं. सो टेढ़ा है तो मेरा has nothing to do with कुरकुरे. But look at what it has. So that was the discovery. अब मैं आपको एक और कहानी सुनाता हूं. कहानियां सुनते हैं ना आप लोग?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
तो कहानी इस तरह से हुई कि पेप्सी हम लोग सारे पीते हैं. सो पेप्सी जब बनी तब तक कोका कोला वाज ऑलरेडी एस्टैब्लिश्ड. तो उनकी इतनी हालत खराब थी दैट द बोर्ड ऑफ डायरेक्टर ऑफ पेप्सी थॉट कि अब हमको वी शुड एग्जिट, हमको निकलना पड़ेगा, इससे बेच देते हैं. तो कौन खरीदेगा? तो दे थॉट कि सब कुछ मशीनरी तो वही है जैसे कोक की थी, तो दे आर द बेस्ट पॉसिबल कस्टमर. जब वो कोका कोला के हेडक्वार्टर्स गए इन एटलांटा, तो कोका कोला के जो बोर्ड ऑफ डायरेक्टर्स थे, दे वर एरोगेंट, और उनको मतलब उल्टा किया और मतलब जहां नहीं लात मारनी चाहिए वहां ऐसा लात मारा कि बाहर जाके गिरे. इतनी इंसल्टिंग थे. सो ये लोग एकदम नाराज होके, एकदम मतलब कहते हैं फ्रस्ट्रेशन, एंगर में वापस लौट गया. बोले कि नहीं, अब हम बेचेंगे नहीं, अब हम कोका कोला को गिरा के छोड़ेंगे. लेकिन गिराएं कैसे? तो उन्होंने एक चीज डिस्कवर किया जो आप लोग बच्चे बताइए अगर मैं गलत बोल रहा हूं तो, बिकॉज मेरे साथ तो हुआ था. हम सब में जब आपके उम्र के होते हैं तो एक रिबेलियन होती है कि हमारे पेरेंट्स कुछ बोल रहे हैं या हमारे बुजुर्ग कुछ बोल रहे हैं तो मजबूरी में मानना पड़ रहा है, इसी को जनरेशन गैप कहते हैं। तो पेप्सी वालों ने ये डिस्कवर किया। उसी टाइम व्हाट दे आल्सो डिस्कवर्ड वाज एक पर्टिकुलर डांसर आ रहा था जिसका जिसका एक अनयूजुअल तरीका था डांस करना, उसका नाम था माइकल जैक्सन। उसको उन्होंने अपना ब्रांड एम्बेसडर बनाया और हर बार वो जो भी अपील कर रहे थे वो उसी यंगस्टर टीनेजर मतलब 18 to 25 वालों को कि अरे यार आप थोड़ा सा तो मतलब अपनापन अपना सेल्फ ये करो एंड ऑल दैट। तो होने क्या कि अमेरिकन लाइफ में व्हेनेवर दे गो आउट टू ईट they always have a soda instead of water for whatever the reasons. So generally बैठे हैं रेस्टोरेंट में तो फादर या मदर बोले कि फिर प्लीज गिव मी अ जार ऑफ कोक along with hamburger या जो भी है। Automatically the reply used to come from youngsters कि no, make my Pepsi. So it was harmless. Parents बोले ठीक है यार, वो पेप्सी लेता तो ले ले। Eventually Pepsi started eating into Coke's market share, and today भी आप देखेंगे कि this is also famously known as Cola Wars. Everywhere in the world, Coke and Pepsi are fighting with each other pleasantly. I mean, they are enjoying their fight. Okay. यहाँ इंडिया में भी देखेंगे कि वर्ल्ड कप के ऑफिशियल सप्लायर ऑफ ड्रिंक्स व कोक। सो इन्होंने क्या किया कि वी आर नॉट ऑफिशियल, तो डिकी बर्ड अंपायर को लेके आए, बोले नथिंग ऑफिशियल अबाउट इट, उसका मजाक उड़ाया। तो आइडिया वाज कि हर बार एक ऑपोजिट साइड भी होता है और अगर उसमें आप रेजोनेट कर सकते हो तो आप काफी कुछ ले सकते हो। Bushra, does all these story tell you what a marketing analyst can do? Yeah, Anjali?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So that is what is the thing that marketing analyst does. ये qualification नहीं. Content writer, once the marketing analyst brings out this thing, then it has to be written in a particular fashion in a marketing language. So it is not only the English or the Hindi or language, it has to be researched further as to what should be those catchwords. What is it that will catch the eye? आप बहुत सारे ऐसे कैच फ्रेजेस आप सुनते हैं मार्केट में जो एड फिल्म से लिए हुए होते हैं, राइट? सो दैट इज द थिंग एज टू हाउ इट इज टू बी प्रेजेंटेड। उसने तो ला दिया कि भाई ये चीजें चाहिए, ये मार्केट की फीलिंग है। अब उस फीलिंग को कहानी में बदलना कौन बदलेगा उसको? वो काम होता है कंटेंट राइटर। Again, the average salary is 37,500. If you come to Bombay, it could be 3 lakhs. Your start may not be 3 lakhs, but 3 lakh, 4 lakh, 5 lakh, all advertising agencies are looking for that. Forget about advertising agency. Today, multinational companies, large companies have their own content writer. Because खाली product बेचने के लिए नहीं, company को भी बेचना पड़ता है ना। कंपनी क्या भला कर रही है, क्या अच्छा कर रही है, तो इट हैज टू बी प्रेजेंटेड इन अ पर्टिकुलर वे। एज वी गो फॉरवर्ड इन मार्केटिंग, वी विल आल्सो लर्न द इंट्रिकेसीज ऑफ marketing communication. If you are communicating on one platform in a particular way, in another platform on a particular way, तो वो कल मैंने आपको बताया था कि अगर सब लोग अपना अपना ट्यून बजाएंगे तो वो हल्ला होगा, आवाज होगी, or it चिंघाड़ना होगा, but it will not be music. So there is a concept called integrated marketing communication. Content writer is one very important factor. इसका ये qualification skills ये मैं जब भेज दूंगा तो आप लोग देख सकेंगे। Then there is, अब ये area आ गया है, digital age आ गया है। So digital जो हैं, मतलब अब हर चीज डिजिटल। Now what does digital do? Can anybody tell me? In marketing terms, वो बाकी डिजिटल सब जानते हैं। कौन बोलेगा? कोई दिखेगा तो तभी तो पता लग किससे पूछूं। अंशज आप बताएंगे?
So digital.
What in marketing term, what does a digital strategy do? What is the advantage or disadvantage that it can give to a company?
So first of all, for marketing and online presence in today's world is absolutely necessary.
Yeah, okay.
So on social media platforms such as Facebook, Instagram, or even on other sites, or even pop-up ads that open up every now and then. Uh, Some
Okay.
sort of strategy is needed.
So that social media marketing fellow and the content person can do. A digital strategist here is a person who maps, takes the data, maps it, and recasts the strategy to reach out again. Okay, so ये मतलब a digital strategy would say, okay, now the way we are getting responses from, let's say, Insta is not good enough. So why spend money there? Number one. Number two, remember, even a small, let's say, आप क्या बोलते हो आप लोग? बनिए की दुकान यहाँ बोला जाता है, आप लोग वहां क्या बोलते हो? एक छोटी सी दुकान है. In English, it is known as mom and pop stores. Even he can match Reliance with, if he has the right digital strategy. In fact, digital strategy has democratized the world. The big people and the small people have been brought on the same platform. Now that makes it a very important thing. So while ye to naukri ka salary hai, there are a lot of digital marketers, strategists who are freelancing and they're earning छोटे-छोटे दुकानों से, छोटे-छोटे इससे, because they are constantly also analyzing and giving them inputs कि आप इस तरह से करिए, उस तरह से करिए. So उन्होंने जो पूरी strategy है as to how to reach out to the customer. Again, I told you that in marketing, the most important thing is the ability to communicate, and communication is nothing but reaching out and approaching people and getting their reaction. So a strategist will say कि देखिए आप, why are you spending so much on Facebook? Why are you not doing this? So even a small businessman with very limited finance can match up with large companies like Reliance or Tata's. You understand? So therefore people are, because this is a felt need, and कोई भी businessman पैसा डालना तभी चाहेगा जब उसका रिटर्न काफी अच्छा मिलता है. Okay, just a minute. वरदान, मेरा क्लास चल रहा है. I'll call you after half an hour.
After half an hour, we may not be here, but call back.
Okay. So Anshas, do you understand what I meant by that? You're muted.
Yes, sir.
So now do you understand? Now you are sitting in Varanasi, but you can compete probably with the largest MNC in the world because of this digitization. So a digital strategy which understands a borderless world knows how to position you. Again, I'm using the word position in the minds of the customer, the marketing term, position you in the right kind of places. And this is not an easy task. It is again a 24/7 kind of a task. There are a lot of tools that help you. Okay, and a digital strategist is also has to be very fast. So he has a lot of tools to, crunch data, decide on where to go and where not to go. That is why they are paid very, very high. And these digital, I mean, they're people who are now working on their own. They're not working for anybody. It's like a lawyer or a chartered accountant. They have become that important. Okay. So this is the next one. These are, of course, the qualifications. ये इसमें बहुत सारी जगह पे मैं internship बोल रहा हूँ. ये वाला जो टाइम होता है ना, ये दिस इज नॉट अ वेरी पेइंग टाइम, बट दिस इज व्हाट बिल्ड्स अप योर करियर. Then there is known as marketing manager. Now, marketing manager in some company it's also called director marketing and all. Now, this is a average salary. तो कोई छोटी कंपनी में मे बी 50,000 रुपए मिलता होगा, बड़ी कंपनी में तो करोड़ों में होता है. मतलब I had a friend, I lost him. He was almost considered to be the father of modern retailing. You can Google him. His name was Raghu Pillai. We lost him about 12 years ago. So at that time, he would be about 50 something. Okay. And that time, the value of rupee was also much lower. His last salary paid by Reliance was 5 crore per year. That is this marketing manager. So you can rise that way. Now, marketing manager is the chief strategist, where he takes in input from all those roles that I told you. Okay. And those are the people who only become this. And he oversees the entire thing and right sizes. Now, one of the most important thing and one of the most difficult thing in marketing to do is pricing. Pricing is the responsibility of marketing. And how would you do pricing? Obviously, pricing is a way to communicate with the customer. So if the customer does not consider your pricing right, then he doesn't buy. One example, आप लोग सब ने देवू कार तो सुना होगा ना, CLO, Metis, नाम सुना है ये आप लोगों ने?
Yes, sir.
हाँ. So दोनों CLO जब कार आई थी तो that was considered a luxury car in India along with Esteem. Okay, ये दोनों का contest था. However, Esteem went miles ahead. CLO अपने higher price के चक्कर में उतना नहीं बिक रहा था उनका. Then they came out with a small car to match up with Maruti, but with all very, very high premium features called Metis. Okay, तो Metis भी नहीं बिक रही थी. So what Devu did कि अच्छा चलो अभी बेचना तो है ही भैया, कुछ तो करो. They brought down the price of CLO by 1 lakh rupees एक shot में, by 70,000-80,000 rupees, I don't remember the amount, in Metis. वो जो थोड़ी बहुत बिक रही थी वो भी बिकना बंद हो गया और जिन्होंने खरीद रखा था वो भी नाराज हो गए. पूछो क्यों? कोई तो पूछो, ऐसे ही बोलते ना फिल्मों में. शिवम आप ही बताओ क्यों? भाई सस्ती कर दी और आपको बहुत अच्छी चीज दे रहे हैं तो लेगा ना आदमी.
The marketing strategy is not good for the CLO and Metis. Most of the people don't know about the CLO cars.
नहीं, ये तो अभी आप नहीं जानते हैं. हमारे टाइम में, मैं अपने टाइम की एग्जांपल दे सकता हूँ ना. तो उसमें क्या हुआ कि जो CLO का 1 लाख रुपए नीचे लाया तो कस्टमर फेल्ट कि देवू वाज अभी तक लूट रहे थे हम लोग को, तो ये इनका मतलब दे आर नॉट ऑनेस्ट पीपल. और जिनके पास थी उनकी गाड़ी ऑटोमेटिकली इन द सेकंड हैंड कार मार्केट गॉट डिवैल्यूड बाय 1 लाख रुपीस, तो वो भी नाराज हो गए. और फिर जब आदमी नाराज हो जाता है तो फिर सिर्फ फॉल्ट ही निकालता है, फिर उसकी अच्छी चीजें नहीं बोलता है. एग्जैक्टली द सेम थिंग हैपेंड टू Metis. Now इसी के opposite there is a cigarette called Capstan. मेरे फादर के जमाने में इट वाज अ स्टाइल, वो डब्बे 50 के डब्बे में मिलता था एंड इट वाज अ स्टाइल दैट पीपल जैसे पान पराग के डब्बे कैरी करते थे. इट वाज अ स्टाइल, उसके ऊपर एक माचिस रख के और घूमना. बट उसका सेल एक जगह पर प्लेटो हो गया. वो पैकेट उस जमाने में मिला करता था 5 रुपए का, विच इज वेरी वेरी हाई प्राइस. वो सीधा उसको कट करके ITC ने उसको 1 रुपए का पैकेट कर दिया. मतलब क्या कि 80% प्राइस ऑफ. The cigarette sales went up by almost 100%. Sorry, 1000%. ऐसा क्यों हुआ? शिवम, अब बताइए आप। इसलिए हुआ कि देवर from ITC only, there were better and bigger premium brands that had come out. So Capstan का सेल उल्टा होने लगा. ओके, और जो लोग एस्पायर करते थे कि ये हम चला पाएंगे, ये मतलब हम पी पाएंगे, और दैट वाज मोर पर्सनल, उनको लगा कि चलो हम खरीद के देखें यार, कैप्स्टन तो वही है, क्वालिटी में उन्होंने कुछ चेंज नहीं किया था. सो दिस नाउ यू कैन सी द डिलेमा. एक साइड प्राइस कम किया तो सेल भी बंद हो गई, एक साइड प्राइस कम किया तो सेल बढ़ गई. Now this is the toughest decision that the marketing manager has to take, because this is price is a way of communicating. आप बहुत सारी चीजें खरीदते हो, महंगी सी महंगी चीजें हम बोलते हैं, अच्छी से अच्छी नहीं बोलते, महंगी से महंगी चीजें, महंगी से महंगी कार, because it gives you that status, that hype. और उसी वही आदमी जो वो महंगी से महंगी चीज खरीदता है, goes to a sabji shop and bargains for chawanni. So marketing manager will have to realize where his product is or where his offering is. It may be a service, it may be a whatever, okay, to actually be able to write price. And that's a big challenge. And marketing managers are paid to strategize this. Because obvious reason, जो हम लोग कल बात कर रहे थे, प्राइस माइनस कॉस्ट इज प्रॉफिट. बिजनेस तो प्रॉफिट ही देखेगा ना. अब आते हैं, और ये बुशरा का जो क्वेश्चन था उस पे आते हैं. देयर इज समथिंग नोन एज अ प्रोडक्ट और अ ब्रांड मैनेजर. नाउ दीज आर टू डिफरेंट फंक्शंस, बट दे आर पेड. स्टार्टिंग में ही 1,05,000 रुपए एवरेज सैलरी है. Okay, this is when you are a fresher. Okay, now इनका काम और कुछ नहीं है but to create that empathy. वो जो मैंने बात करी ना, एडवोकेसी या इवेंजलिस्ट बनाना. सो वो किस तरह से कम्युनिकेट करते हैं अपने ब्रांड को या अपने प्रोडक्ट को, that makes all the difference. Okay, कल मैंने आपको एग्जाम्पल दिया था सुजुकी स्विफ्ट और BMW की मिनी कूपर. दोनों ही कार बिकती हैं, दोनों ही कार दुनिया में सक्सेसफुल मानी जाती हैं. उसमें अगर आप बैठे होगे अगर, तो आप देखोगे कि हर फीचर जो स्विफ्ट में है उससे ना एक ज्यादा ना एक कम मिनी कूपर में भी है. ओके, स्विफ्ट हाई एंड मॉडल आपको 7-7.5 लाख का मिल जाएगा. मिनी कूपर का लो एंड मॉडल आपको 35 लाख से कम नहीं मिलता इंडिया में. तो वो क्या चीज है जो ये प्राइस डिफरेंस करती है? आप लोग सब लैपटॉप यूज करते हो, कल भी मैंने बताया था. हाँ, अंशज कर रहा है तो इसको याद आ गया. बताओ क्या बताया था मैंने लैपटॉप के? अंशज आप बताओ.
लैपटॉप पे
हाँ
सर,
भूल गए?
बेसिकली सर आपने BMW और मिनी कूपर का और ये दूसरे वाले कार का एग्जांपल दिया, तो दैट इज बिकॉज ऑफ, आई फील दैट इट इज बिकॉज ऑफ ब्रांड नेम.
एग्जैक्टली. सो द ब्रांड नेम इज ओनली इमोशनल, बिकॉज रियल में तो वैसा है नहीं ना. रियल में सब वही फीचर्स हैं, सब वही सर्विस है. और मारुति की आफ्टर सेल सर्विस इज फार बेटर देन BMW. आपको गांव-गांव में मारुति वर्कशॉप मिल जाएगा, लेकिन BMW का नहीं मिलेगा. फिर भी उसके लिए आप 35 लाख देते हो, इसके लिए 7 देते हो. आप समझ गए? उसी तरह से मैं लैपटॉप की बात कर रहा था या कंप्यूटर की बात कर रहा हूं. हम सब जानते हैं कि पार्ट्स या तो ताइवान से आते हैं या चाइना से आते हैं, कोरिया से आते हैं. असेंबल जहां होते हैं, ऑल दोज मशीन्स आर ऑटोमेटेड. तो इसका मतलब क्वालिटी सेम। तो फिर आसूस का प्राइस एक है, लेनोवो का प्राइस एक है, एचपी का प्राइस एक है। ये प्राइस डिफरेंस कहां से आता है? यही वो टिप है, यही ब्रांडिंग करता है। बुशरा, आर यू देयर? कैन यू अंडरस्टैंड दिस? अच्छा, बुशरा शायद उसमें चली गई अपने। सो दिस इज व्हाट इज द अल्टीमेट मार्केटिंग का। अल्टीमेट जो होता है, चाहे अब छोटी सी दुकान हो, वो एडवर्टाइजमेंट में नहीं खर्च करता, लेकिन हमको मालूम है ना कि वो क्या बोलते हैं, आपके गुदौलिया चौक वाला वो जो ढाबा है ना, वहां पर पीना है, उसको काके की दुकान बोल लो या कुछ, वो ब्रांड हो जाता है, हमारे दिमाग में वो आ जाता है। इट वॉज नॉट बिकॉज उसकी चाय किसी और के चाय से बहुत अच्छी, इट वॉज बिकॉज द फीलिंग दैट द कस्टमर गेट देयर। वहां पे अड्डेबाजी का मजा कुछ और है। आपके, मेरे को याद है एक बार मैं, मतलब बाय रोड आई वाज गोइंग फ्रॉम पटना टू दिल्ली, और बनारस में मेरे कोलीग मिले, तो बोले यार एक वहां जाके लस्सी पियो। और वाकई दैट लस्सी वाज समथिंग विच, अगर फिर मैं आया तो अगर वो दुकान है तो वहां पर जाऊंगा। और उस पर्टिकुलर आदमी का एक नाम था, ओके, एंड दैट वाज द ब्रांडिंग ऑफ दैट शॉप। प्रोडक्ट ऑन द अदर हैंड इज डिफरेंट। प्रोडक्ट मीन्स कि अब जैसे मैंने एक, मान लो लक्स सोप ही ले लो या कोलगेट सोप ले लो, कोलगेट सॉरी टूथपेस्ट ले लो, तो उसका छोटा बड़ा या उसको कहीं और मतलब तरीके से प्रेजेंट किया। कभी वो आता है ट्यूब्स में आता है, तो कुछ कभी पंप्स में आता है। सो दैट इज कंप्लीटली अ प्रोडक्ट मैनेजमेंट थिंग, दैट इज अ प्रॉफिट सेंटर काइंड ऑफ थिंग। ब्रांड इज कि अगर कोलगेट को मैं, कोलगेट ब्रांड को कहीं और ले जाऊं, ओके। अब मान लीजिए कैसे एग्जांपल दूं, टाटा या कोई ऐसा ब्रांड जिसको मैं किसी और प्रोडक्ट में यूज कर सकता हूं, तो उसमें क्या होता है कि वो जो ट्रस्ट मैंने गेन किया है, अभी टाटा का आप कोई भी चीज बनाते हो, चाहे कार बनाए, चाहे होटल हो, चाहे मतलब आईटी में हो जैसे टीसीएस, आपका लोगो, उनका जो ब्रांड है वो वही है। सो वो क्या है कि दे हैव गेन्ड द ट्रस्ट ऑफ द पीपल, नॉट ओनली इन इंडिया, वर्ल्ड वाइड। सो दैट इज द ब्रांड मैनेजर्स वर्क। द प्रोडक्ट मैनेजर्स वर्क वुड बी, ही वुड, जो प्रोडक्ट मैनेजर है वो कार के वैरायटी को देखेगा कि हम वो दे पा रहे हैं कि नहीं। बट दोनों का काम बहुत ही पेचीदा होता है, एंड देयरफॉर इवन एट द स्टार्ट आप एंटर करेंगे तो 1 लाख रुपए पर मंथ की सैलरी है, एंड दिस इज द एवरेज आई एम टॉकिंग। दिस इज, अगर आप टाटा में एंटर करेंगे तो हो सकता है आपकी 2.5 लाख की सैलरी हो। तो ये सब स्किन होता है। अब देखिए, मार्केटर जब आप ज्वाइन करते हैं, पहले 2 साल में जो भी आपकी सैलरी है, दूसरे से 5वें साल में 32% का जंप होता है। ये और डिपार्टमेंट्स में नहीं होता है, बिकॉज और डिपार्टमेंट्स इतने बड़े होते नहीं। 5वें से 10वें साल फिर 36% का जंप होता है। 10वें से 15वें साल फिर 21% का। अब मतलब वो कहते हैं एवरेस्ट के ऊपर तक चढ़ने में फिर सांस फूलने लगती है ना, फिर 14% का। अब मान लो 1 करोड़ का 9% कितना होता है? 90 लाख। तो कैन यू सी कि 20 साल में वही जो आप 1 लाख पे स्टार्ट कर रहे हैं कहां पहुंच जाता है। दैट happens the fastest in marketing, because the marketing is a ever rolling thing, and as the company expands, marketing और प्रोडक्शन में मैन पावर की सबसे ज्यादा जरूरत है। एचआर वही रहेगा, फाइनेंस वही रहेगा, तो जगह यहां बनती है तो ग्रोथ भी यहां होता है। प्रोडक्शन में जो जगह बनती है वो वर्कर्स की बनती है, ऊपर वाले वही रहते हैं। यहां पे वो नहीं होता। यहां जब मार्केट बड़ा हो जाता है तो वो डिसेंट्रलाइज्ड होने लगता है। पहले मान लो 1 जनरल मैनेजर इंडिया में था, फिर उसके बाद 4 हो जाते हैं, उसके बाद 10 भी हो जाते हैं। सो there you, that is the joy. Agar if you have to make a career, you have to rise young in life. आप सोच लो कि 20 साल में एक बंदा 22-23 की उम्र में 20 साल के में आप कितने हो जाएंगे, मतलब 42-45 की उम्र में करोड़ों पे आप कमाने लग गए। ये फाइनेंस में नहीं हो सकता, ये एचआर में नहीं हो सकता, ये प्रोडक्शन में नहीं हो सकता। होगा, ऐसा नहीं कि ग्रोथ नहीं होती है, लेकिन इतना बड़ा ग्रोथ नहीं होता है। तो दिस इज द जॉय ऑफ मार्केटिंग, बट इट ऑब्वियसली रिक्वायर्स अ लॉट ऑफ क्या बोलते, persistence, lot of very creative and intelligent work, and this is the reason why machines can't take this over. Production का काम machine will completely take over. एक प्रोडक्शन मैनेजर होगा, और वो तो अगर जगह ही नहीं रहेगी तो आप बढ़ोगे कहाँ। फाइनेंस का काम भी वैसे ही होता जा रहा है, आप ही देख ही रहे हो, बैंक्स में ऑलरेडी देख ही चुके हो। आप बहुत अच्छी बड़ी कंपनी में जाओगे तो वहां भी देखोगे तो वो डिपार्टमेंट श्रिंक हो रहे हैं। एचआर में भी अब इतना ऑटोमेशन हो गया है कि आप मतलब वहां पर भी वो जगह छोटी, एचआर तो वैसे भी छोटा डिपार्टमेंट। सो इट लीव्स इन बिजनेस, अगर आप मार्केटिंग नहीं कर रहे हो, चाहे आप से मत लो मार्केटिंग, आप फाइनेंस में जाओ या करो, अगर आपको ये अवेयरनेस नहीं है तो कहीं ना कहीं आगे जाके आपका करियर पे आपको हिट आएगा ही। बिकॉज अगर पर चांस आपका वो जॉब रिडंडेंट हो गया, उसकी जरूरत ही नहीं है। जैसे मैंने कल कहा था कि हमारे जमाने में एक सेक्रेटरी हुआ करती थी या सेक्रेटरी हुआ करता था, तो उसको हम शॉर्ट हैंड में डिक्टेशन लेते थे, फिर टाइपराइटर पर टाइप करते थे, उसमें मिस्टेक को हम करेक्ट करते थे। फिर उसके बाद इलेक्ट्रॉनिक टाइपराइटर आ गया तो करेक्शन की जरूरत नहीं होती थी, वो मेमोरी में होता था, वहां वहां करेक्शन करके फिर प्रिंट ले लिया। उसके बाद कंप्यूटर आ गया, अब सेक्रेटरी की जरूरत ही नहीं है। वॉइस रिकॉग्निशन पे मैं डिक्टेशन कंप्यूटर को देता हूं, वो पूरा मेरा टाइप करके दे देता है, उसमें जो करेक्शन करना होता है वो करके बोल देता हूं, वो हो जाता है। सो सेक्रेटरी की जरूरत ही नहीं है। उसी तरह से बड़े बड़े ऑफिसेज में देवर टेलीफोन ऑपरेटर्स, फिर आया EAPABX, तो आपको खाली वो आपको उनका अगर एक्सटेंशन नंबर मालूम है डायल करो, सीधा उनसे बात करोगे। फिर आ गया उसके नेक्स्ट आ गया कि इसकी जरूरत ही नहीं है। ओके, सीधा आप लैपटॉप पे जाओ और उसका एक नंबर डायल करो और सीधा उसी केस में। अब मेरे घर में जो फोन लगा हुआ है लैंडलाइन, वो आपको जो मैं अपना नंबर देता हूं आप उसमें डायल करिए, वो आता वही EPABX से है, लेकिन मेरे को डायरेक्ट नंबर आता है। मैं यहां से डायल करता हूं तो मेरे को कहीं इधर उधर जाना नहीं होता है। पहले तो टेलीफोन डिपार्टमेंट में भी आपको कॉल बुक करना होता था, वो कनेक्ट करके देते थे। सो दीज जॉब्स आर बीइंग टेकन ओवर बाय मशीन्स। और अगर ऐसा होने वाला है तो क्रिएटिविटी इज द ओनली थिंग दैट विल सर्वाइव। एम्पैथी इज द बेसिस ऑफ क्रिएटिविटी, एंड वो काम आप सिर्फ मार्केटिंग में कर पाओगे या फिर थोड़ा बहुत HR में कर पाओगे। फाइनेंस इज मैकेनिकल बिकॉज वो 2+2, तो उसमें आप जितने भी फॉर्मूला है एक बार आपने कंप्यूटर को सिखा दिया तो एक फिगर डालोगे सब कैलकुलेट हो जाएगा। उसी तरह से प्रोडक्शन इज अ वेरी प्रिसिशन थिंग, एक बार कंप्यूटर को आपने प्रोग्राम कर दिया और आप देख ही रहे हो कि वो हो रहा है। आपके रोबोट्स को प्रोग्राम कर दिया, वो बनाते रहेंगे दिन भर रात भर। तो कोई बड़ा बिजनेसमैन क्यों लेबर से पंगे ले कि वो बीमार पड़ेगा, वो स्ट्राइक करेगा, क्यों पंगे ले? वो रोबोट को लाते हैं, वो प्रोटेस्ट भी नहीं करते हैं। एक बार वन टाइम एक्सपेंस अगर मैंने कर दिया तो खत्म, मैं आपको लूंगा नहीं। तो वैसे प्रोफेशंस को आपको अपने आप को कॉम्प्रोमाइज करना होगा, फिर छोटी कंपनी में जाएंगे, फिर छोटी कंपनी, जब रोबोट्स ये इलेक्ट्रॉनिक स्टफ के दाम नीचे आते हैं, जब वो अफोर्ड कर सकते हैं तो फिर आप कहां जाएंगे? दैट इज द थिंग। अब मैं आपको एक बात और बता रहा हूं कि आपका जो जनरेशन है वो जान चुका है कि जब बड़ी बड़ी कंपनियों में काम करो तो पॉलिटिक्स होती है, ये होती है, ईगोज होते हैं। सो दे से कि ये सब पंगा लेना ही क्यों, हम अपना वी विल बी इंडिपेंडेंट। No, and we will be what is known as gig workers. Gig workers are like lawyers, एक simultaneously वो task basis पे या freelance basis पे काम करते हैं लोगों के लिए, या CAs हुए, या अपनी घर की बाइयां हुई, I mean घर में जो होती है ना, जो आती हैं पार्ट टाइमर्स. तो अब ये जनरेशन, आपका जो जनरेशन है, ये उस तरफ बढ़ता जा रहा है, एंड दिस इज कॉल्ड गिग इकोनॉमी. गिग इज अ वर्ड टेकन फ्रॉम म्यूजिक इंडस्ट्री. ये जो आते हैं ना जैसे परफॉर्मर्स, सो दे परफॉर्म अ गिग, ऐसे बोला करते हैं, तो इसको बोलते हैं गिग इकोनॉमी. और एक बिकॉज ऑफ द नेट एक नया मतलब ट्राइब ही आ गया है, विच इज कॉल्ड द नेट नोमैड्स. दीज आर पीपल जो कहीं रहते नहीं है, इंटरनेट के सहारे अपना काम करते हैं. तो आज मन किया बनारस में घूम रहे हैं, कल मन किया तो चेन्नई चले जाएंगे, परसों मन किया तो श्रीलंका ही घूम आएंगे. अभी तो श्रीलंका जाना ठीक नहीं है, लेकिन मतलब आई एम सेइंग कि चलो यूरोप घूम के आते हैं, और उनका काम हो रहा है, उनको पेमेंट उनकी मिलती जा रही है. वैसे सिनेरियो में भी आपके पास अपने आप को मार्केट करने की कैलिबर होनी चाहिए. आपके पास हुनर तो है, लेकिन आप उसको अगर मार्केट नहीं कर पाओगे तो फिर पीछे रह जाओगे. अब मैं एक वीडियो देख रहा था कि एक लड़का अफ्रीका के नाइजीरिया कंट्री में स्लम ड्वेलर था, बट उसने कुछ हुनर सीखे एंड उसने मार्केटिंग सीखी. टुडे साइमल्टेनियसली वो 7 कंपनियों में काम कर रहा है एज अ गिग वर्कर. 2 साल के अंदर उसने जमीन खरीदा और 5 बेडरूम का अपने पूरे परिवार के लिए मकान बनाया, और आज के तारीख में वो फोक्सवैगन की जेटा कार में घूमता है. और ये कहानी सिर्फ 3 साल पुरानी है. सो ही वॉज एबल टू मार्केट हिमसेल्फ, शोकेस हिमसेल्फ. उसमें कैलिबर तो होना चाहिए, बट कैलिबर जब तक दिखेगा नहीं कस्टमर को तो वो लेगा कैसे? दैट इज मार्केटिंग. So with this, any questions? I am stopping the any questions? आप मेरे को एक ही शिकायत है इस ग्रुप से, इतना अच्छा ग्रुप है, कोई कुछ बोलता ही नहीं है, कोई कुछ पूछता ही नहीं है, या कोई कुछ नए आइडियाज ही नहीं देता. कल तो थोड़े बहुत मैंने सीखा था, श्रेया से तो सीखा था मैंने, उसको अब मैं ले जा करके कॉलेज में अपने पढ़ाने वाला हूं. बताओ. बुशरा थोड़ा बहुत बात करती है, बाकी और कोई करता ही नहीं है. चैन को थोड़ा धक्का दो तो वो बात करता है. तिथि, चलिए आप बताइए.
Sir, you already made everything very much clear. There's no chance of having any second thoughts.
No, I am not. You see, I'm not talking the clarity.
Yes,
I'm not
sir.
trying to just solve the doubts. I'm trying to ask you all, what is the way forward? What are we going to do? If machines take over our jobs, then what are we going to do? And they will. कुछ साइंस फिक्शन में देखते हैं ना कि वो मशीन आकर के इंसान को ही खत्म कर रहे हैं.
Right, sir.
ओके, और कुछ अंग्रेजी फिल्म आती है, टर्मिनेटर, आधा इंसान आधा मशीन, उसको दर्द भी नहीं होता है. वो तो अब वो मर्द से भी ऊपर हो गया. ये तो कहते हैं अमिताभ बच्चन का ना, मर्द को दर्द नहीं होता, वो मशीन को तो फीलिंग ही नहीं होती, तो क्या दर्द होगा. So what I'm trying to again appeal to you all, first thing, I mean, this is something which actually comes out of marketing, but then this is also the philosophy of life. First, get in touch with yourself. Okay. Hello, I'm in an online class. Can I call you back, please? Hello. So, मर्द को मतलब फर्स्ट गेट इन टच विथ योरसेल्फ. कोई भी मसला जो होता है, द पेन फर्स्ट बिगिंस. आप सर्च तब करते हो जब वो पेन या पिंच आपको होता है. फिर देन यू लुक अराउंड कि ये पेन और किसको किसको हो रहा है. उसी का सोल्यूशन ही मार्केटिंग. अब आप कहते हैं अभी बिजली कटने वाली है, चाइना पता नहीं हमारे इसके साथ क्या कर देगा. सो व्हेन वी सफर इन द हीट, कि पंखा भी नहीं चलेगा, ये तिथि का पंखा तो बहुत अच्छा चल रहा है यार, मेरा तो इतना अच्छा नहीं चल रहा है। ओके, तो पंखा नहीं चलेगा तो फिर तिथि क्या करेगी? वो तो फिर तो सोचेगी कि मैं इन्वर्टर लाऊं। तो एज अ मार्केटिंग अपॉर्चुनिटी मुझे इन्वर्टर निकालना पड़ेगा। मैं अपने फैक्ट्री में जाऊंगा कि भाई तुम ऐसा कुछ बनाओ कि जब पंखा चला, मतलब बिजली चले जाए तो ये चले। तो ये काम मार्केटिंग का होता है।
राइट।
अब फिर वो उसको मैं प्राइस करता हूँ, तो एक तो प्राइसिंग का स्ट्रेटेजी होता है कॉस्ट प्लस 20% हम कमाते हैं। ये छोटे लोगों का, मतलब परचून की दुकानों का होता है। बट मार्केटिंग समटाइम्स इज नॉट लाइक दैट। मार्केटिंग लुक्स एट द वैल्यू। क्या पता, वी डोंट नो कि लैपटॉप बनाने में हो सकता है 8,000 रुपए में 10,000 में बन जाए, बट हम देते हैं ना, लाख लाख रुपए भी देते हैं लैपटॉप के लिए। So that is the task of marketing, because you are in touch first with yourself and then you use that self to influence others. अब I mean look at आपके constituency के हैं Prime Minister Modi. Look at how he has captured the imagination of this country. हमको सबको लाइनों में खड़ा कर दिया, हमको मतलब बहुत सारी चीजें हुई। अभी टैक्स का पैटर्न चेंज हो गया। अभी तो इस महीने में खाऊंगा क्या, पीऊंगा क्या, आप लोग क्या आ रहा हूं, पूरा टैक्स में कट गया, बिकॉज आई मिस्ड आउट ऑन समथिंग, नॉट हिज फॉल्ट, आई मिस्ड आउट। तो बट स्टिल देयर इज अ सर्टेन अमाउंट ऑफ फैन फॉलोइंग एंड दैट्स अ ह्यूज फैन फॉलोइंग, दैट्स व्हाई ही इज द प्राइम मिनिस्टर। ये होती है मार्केटिंग। सो विद दिस, सिंस आप लोग कोई भी कुछ नहीं बोलना चाह रहा है, अनंत, गुड टू सी यू, आप कुछ कहना चाहेंगे?
Good evening, sir. No, sir. Actually, I don't have any queries because yesterday I was not in the class, so I joined it today. I got to know a lot of things today. So it was very clear today.
Okay, and this is OnePlus Nord 2 5G. आपका सब नाम क्या है?
सर सुबीर नंदी। गुड इवनिंग सर।
गुड इवनिंग। सो आप कुछ कहना चाहेंगे?
नहीं सर, दैट इज क्लियर।
तो व्हाट इज द वे फॉरवर्ड मिस्टर नंदी?
सर व्हाट इज द वे फॉर, सर ये तो आप जो बोले हैं वो सही है सर, लेकिन हमको सर ये स्टडी हम आपका क्लास में नहीं थे, आज थे। आज जो बोले हैं तो वो सही है।
Does it make sense? Does it make sense? Important चीज वो है।
सर समझा नहीं क्या?
मतलब जो बात मैं कह रहा था वो सही है, ढंग की बात कह रहा था कि ऐसे ही बक रहा था?
नहीं सर, सही है, एकदम सही है सर।
अब मैं चलता हूं अपने सबसे फेवरेट की तरफ, चयन पांडे। चयन का चयन मैं कर रहा हूं, वो
Yes,
उसने कुछ बोला नहीं।
No, sir.
यस सर, नो सर तो यार ये तो गवर्नमेंट में होता है, यहाँ थोड़ी होगा, ये तो क्लास है।
Sir, everything you taught was right.
So what is the way forward?
Sir, we will run through it.
We'll run through what?
Learn through it.
Okay, fine. All right then, class. Time for dinner for you all.
सर
हाँ, yes.
सर मैं आपके क्वेश्चन का आंसर देना चाहूंगी।
हाँ बोलो ना।
इस क्लास से पहले मतलब मुझे स्किल्स कलेक्ट करना अच्छा लगता है। मुझे अच्छा लगता है छोटी छोटी चीजें सीखना, लैंग्वेज हो गया कोई डिफरेंट, या फिर एडिटिंग हो गया, पेंटिंग हो गया, पर मुझे स्किल्स को मार्केट करना नहीं आता। तो आपकी क्लास करके मैंने ये चीज सीखा है कि मुझे अपने स्किल्स को बेटर मार्केट करने की जरूरत है, ताकि जो मैंने सीख के अपने अंदर रखा है उसको मैं यूज कर सकूं इन अ बेटर वे।
देखो श्रेया, एक चीज आपको बताता हूँ, जो हुनर आप में है वो अगर सोसाइटी के काम नहीं आ सकता है तो वो हुनर का कोई मतलब ही नहीं। सो आपने जैसे एडिटिंग सीखी, पेंटिंग सीखा, ये अगर ये सोसाइटी के काम नहीं आया तो कोई फायदा नहीं है। और वो काम तभी आ सकता है जब लोगों को पता लगेगा कि आप में वो हुनर है। वो एक्शन ही मार्केटिंग होती है।
तो ये क्लास करके मुझे ये बात समझ में आई।
सो मैं अब किसी दिन आपको देखना चाहूंगा इंस्टा में आप क्या कर रही हैं, और ट्विटर में क्या कर रही हैं, और सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट लिंक्डइन में। आप सब लोग से मेरी ये रिक्वेस्ट है, अगर आपका लिंक्डइन में अकाउंट नहीं है तो पहले तो अकाउंट खोलो, देखो क्या होता है, एंड देन स्टार्ट पार्टिसिपेटिंग। द मोर यू पार्टिसिपेट, द मोर पीपल विल कम टू नो। और ये कोई बहुत बड़ी बात नहीं है कि श्रेया की एक पेंटिंग यूएस में कुछ $1000 में, $50,000 में बिक जाएगी। $50,000 का कितना होता है भाई? कोई यहाँ फाइनेंस वाले भी कुछ लोग हैं ना, तो इट्स नॉट अ बिग थिंग। अब ये रीच हो गई है बिकॉज ऑफ द टेक्नोलॉजी कि श्रेया सिटिंग इन बनारस कैन कॉन्टैक्ट, रीच आउट टू somebody in Washington who is willing to pay her $50,000 for one little painting. जरूरत इसकी है कि हाउ कैन शी क्रिएट दैट रेजोनेंस। अभी पेंटिंग की हम वैल्यू क्या, वो आपने मैंने एक फिल्म देखी थी, उसमें एक IS जौहर करके एक कॉमेडियन हुआ करता था, तो ही वाज अ पेंटर, और शर्मिला टैगोर उसकी बहन थी, और राजेश खन्ना। फिल्म का नाम था सफर। ओके, तो उसने एक ग्रीन खाली पेंट किया था, ग्रीन पेंट किया था और पूरा उसमें। तो राजेश खन्ना आया, बोला ये क्या है? बोले ये गाय घास चर रही है। तो बोले घास कहाँ है? बोले ये हरा हरा है ना, क्या दिख रहा है आपको? तो बोले गाय। बोले घास खा के चली गई। तो ये उस तरह का चक्कर है। तो मतलब हाउ यू प्रेजेंट योरसेल्फ। एब्स्ट्रैक्ट आर्ट तो इसी तरह का होता है यार, आधा तो समझ ही नहीं आता है। बट इफ यू कैन प्रेजेंट योरसेल्फ यू विल फाइंड अ बायर। चलो जी, देन आई थिंक आप लोग को भी लेट करा रहा हूं मैं, ऑलरेडी 8 बज गए। ऑल द बेस्ट। अब देखते हैं हम लोग कब मिलेंगे, बिकॉज मैं जा रहा हूँ सिडनी, लौट के आऊंगा तो फिर हम लोग, जो लोग आप लोग में से मार्केटिंग चुनेगा उनके साथ और मुलाकात होगी।
Thank you so much.
Welcome.
Thank you, sir. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you. And all of you have a good time.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So I've sent you a connect request on LinkedIn. It is a big thing to ask you to connect me. Like I've said.
No, I will certainly. I connect. I mean, if you see my contact list, it's many of them are my students. So you are also one of them.
Sir,
Bye.
even I
Bye.
would also like to be connected with you, sir.
Huh?
Even I would also like to be connected with you on LinkedIn, sir.
So please send me the request. I will end up. All of you are welcome.